What up, everybody? So this is the for real final version of CPAcioli before I launch it on the App Store. So I want to give y'all a full rundown. So here's the home page. Got a cool little motion graphic here to start. This is kind of our main selling point. So pass the CPA exam without the $4,000 course. It's starting at $19 per month or cheaper if you buy the yearly option. I'll show that in a second. So this is kind of our landing page. This compares CPAcioli with others. And this is kind of our offerings, what our app includes. This is how to use it. And these are all, CTAs. This has a pretty cool motion graphic. If you load it faster, it slides to the right here. Here are some of our reviews so far. And then these are the pricing options. So $19 a month or $149 a year if you bill yearly, which is $12.42 a month. Or you can also do a lifetime option right now. I might remove this, we'll see. But right now you can pay $219 and get it forever. And here are our most frequently asked questions. And then this is the call to action here and the contact page. So we also got a business email now, so that's super exciting. And obviously, your questions go to the business email, which is nice and official. CPA exam prep you can actually afford is kind of like our mission statement or our main selling point. Here are all the legal stuff and the navigation. So you can either sign in or start your free trial here. You will be taken to this loading screen, pretty cool. And if you haven't made an account yet, obviously you'll be prompted to sign in using Google or your normal username password. And then you'll be taken to this section. So this is where you can choose whatever section that you want to study for. I'm on FAR right now. It shows you the blueprint area, sub areas, which I will show you in a second. So then you choose whatever one you want to do, switch to this section. It takes you to that section. And here's the dashboard. So this is your estimated exam score. And you need, 75 to pass each section of the CPA exam. So we kind of, your goal is to be over 75 before you even consider taking the exam. And it's kind of based on a little bit confusing calculation of how to get to that estimated exam score. This is the day study streak. And, it's the weekend, so I didn't study on Sunday, so it reset. Here is my study time this week because it's Monday, so it reset at Monday at midnight. These are the last 30 answers, which will show you kind of how you're doing recently, kind of like your trending score. These are the questions answered overall. So since you did the FAR section, and it's based per section, so this will change if you switch to audit or reg or whatever. And this is the overall accuracy, and it'll show you how many you've gotten right out of the lifetime questions. These are the how many you've actually answered in the bank, and this bank will be increasing as I create more questions. So 536 right now, but I'm going to add thousands of questions that are all relevant to the CPA exam. And then here are the starred questions, which you can click here and it'll send you that, but I'll go over this section in a second. Here are the blueprint area masteries, like your percentage of the questions that you've seen. These show you how much you've done in the last 14 days. Nice little chart there. And this basically explains that these stats come from the practice multiple choice question. So I want to consolidate that data because that's going to be your main screen here. And but the study time counts towards when you're on any of these sections. So just keep that in mind. And so you can customize your stats here. So you can remove what you don't want to see here or add it, which I really like. And then here the all stats. So you can see your stats for everything. And then it's divided into per section here, which is super cool. I really like the layout. And let me know if y'all have any questions or what you think you might want to add or whatever. So that's pretty cool. And so then we're off to the practice. Here's the practice. So you can obviously choose multiple choice or task-based simulations. And then from here, you can do the all questions. I usually do unanswered because I don't want to do the ones I've answered. You can also do the starred questions. Then it'll have confidence level. So this is basically calculated based off of how you've answered a question. So based on the ones you have answered, this is going to show if your confidence level is low, medium, or high. So sometimes you might want to do, answered, but you want to do low confidence level. And here is the difficulty level. So that's kind of trained to see the difficulty level per question. So if you want to just do easy, medium, or hard, then you can do that. And these are all the sub areas specifically for FAR, as you can see, which is pretty cool. So these are kind of what it's divided by based off the actual CPA exam blueprint. And then, so let's just say we want to do unanswered and all here. So we begin practice. This is the question bank. So yeah, you answer and it'll show if you got it right or wrong. And it'll also give you a really nice explanation, like a pretty consolidated explanation of why you got it right or wrong. Here is a calculator if you need to use that. And this shows the answered in the pool that you chose, the accuracy percentage, and the time in this session. So that just ticks up indefinitely until you end the session. So yeah, and it'll show your accuracy here. And once again, explanation, a nice consolidated explanation for you there. So now let's head over to mock exams. So, that's the practice. I'll actually, before mock exams, I'll also show you the task-based simulations. So let's do, unanswered, all, begin practice. And then once again, it'll show you a question, check work, and it'll show you the parts you got right or wrong with an explanation and the correct answers. So pretty cool stuff here. And yeah, so that's it for the practice section. So now let's head over to mock exams. So you have two options here. You can do the exam simulations where answers stay hidden until you submit, which is like the true test conditions. It also shows you the time. Instant feedback is the same thing, but you can see the right or wrong answers as you go along. So you can still simulate an exam, but you can see the right or wrong answers just for peace of mind of if you knew what you were doing or not. So we'll do this, begin exam. Here it is. And so due to financial difficulties, there's the question. You can click and answer, click next. Like I said, this section doesn't show you whether you got it right or wrong. So I'll show you this here. Let's say you want to flag one. So flag it for review, on to the next. And then up here, you can see the ones you've answered, the ones you haven't answered, and the ones you flagged. So let's say we can flag one and next, and you can see how that's organized there. So really nice. And this is an exact replica of the actual CPA exam. So you have, like, on the actual FAR exam of the CPA section, the actual FAR section of the CPA exam, there are 50 multiple choice questions and 7 task-based simulations. So you can see an exact replica of what the CPA exam will actually show you. So it's a perfect simulation of before you get ready to take the test, you should take a few of these to see how you would score. And obviously this is the calculator, so you can use that whenever you need. And then you can submit it, and it'll show you how many multiple choice you got correct, how many cells in the trial-based simulations you got correct, and the number of questions answered here, as well as the time used. So pretty cool stuff there. That's for the mock exams. So we'll go back to the dashboard here, and let's go to flashcards. So flashcards is pretty much the same thing as practice, but it's in flashcard form. So here's all or unanswered. Once again, same filters as the practice section. And then once again, you can also filter it by blueprint area if you would like to. So once you do that, begin flashcards. Here they are, question and answer. and then you can either review it again to stay on it, or you click got it and it'll move to the next one. So you review again, it stays on number 2. Got it, move to the next one. It'll show you the bar of progression there. It doesn't show any explanations here because these are just for fast paced, just like question answer format. Got it. I would actually recommend people to um, actually use the difficulty easy for these, so you can just flip through them fast. It'll just, they're shorter questions, so you can do a question and answer format. Click got it and see your progress there. So that's the flashcards. And then for the subscribers only, this is if you do subscribe. This is not included in the free trial, which I'll talk about in a second, but these are coming soon. So I'm going to release PDF versions of long notes, which is like the whole, AI CPA blueprint in long form, which I'm not a huge fan of this, but a lot of people will benefit from it. So we're going to do that. And then the study guide is basically a consolidated form of the long notes. So that's going to be more something that I'll look at just to get a kind of a quicker version of the most important points of the CPA and study guide form. And then once again, these are all going to be PDFs. And then the audio notes, these are going to be MP3 files. So they are going to basically be an audio note version of the study guide. So it's good. Like I said, it's just going to be MP3 formats where you can download it or listen to it right here on the go, pretty much while you're walking, while you're in the car, whatever. So all these are coming soon within the next week or so. And that is pretty much my final version of CPAcioli before I release this on the App Store. Here's kind of the setting page, so you can see your plan. You can manage it up here. It takes you to Stripe, and then and I'm probably gonna have to change the Stripe because that you can't do that on the App Store. Just to note that, so this will change a little bit, but this is the web version. This is obviously the section of the CPA exam you're studying, and these are some of the most important stats. So estimated exam score, questions answered in total, and then all-time study time, so you can get a good idea of how long you studied before you take it. And then you can reset here and then sign out here of your account, and you can delete your account there, which obviously I wouldn't recommend. But if you want to start fresh, like if you're just messing around with it and want to start fresh, you can. That's pretty much it. So I'm offering a 7-day free trial, no credit card required, so you can use this completely for free. And if you don't like it or don't choose to subscribe, then you don't have to cancel or anything. You just stop using it, and obviously this after 7 days will shut off the paywall, and then you'll be paywalled, so that you'll be prompted to pay unless you don't want to, and then you don't have to. Your credit card's never linked unless you subscribe. So that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or any features you'd want me to add. And I'm looking forward to launching this on the App Store. So I hope this is cool to y'all. I think it's a really good user interface, and it's just kind of my favorite formatted CPA exam study tool, and I've used a lot of them. So I hope this helps y'all. And once again, it's just a cheaper alternative to Becker or Ninja or whatever, and also it is it can be used as a supplemental material as well. So you can use Becker or Ninja along with this, just extra practice questions, or you can do the mock exams, whatever you want to do. And like I said, these will be coming out soon. And so I hope to see y'all in here. And like I said, let me know if you have any questions about anything. You can email me at walter@cpacioli.com. You can find it in a lot of different places. I have it on all my socials. So I will see y'all next time. Thank you.